Hey everyone, it's been a while. I have some explaining to do, but yeah, let's do a bit of an update. And then this video is going to be a classic automation BeamNG.drive video. It's been like over a month since I've done one of these, and just weeks in general since I've made a video, so I'm excited to get back into it. I just really want to make a video, so here we are. Basically, the reason for my absence is I've been moving and I just haven't had any extra time to be able to record. I only got my stuff set up last week, and even then it just hasn't been a workable area, as the office that I'm using is filled with boxes. Only yesterday did I finally clear enough space to do anything on the computer, so here we are, finally. The reason for the move is a lot of things, but we have some exciting stuff, including waterfront property, and going to be building a garage hopefully soon. Hopefully it'll be finished next year. That's kind of the goal, but that's going to be sweet. So I'll take you for a journey on both of those things, and hopefully we can get into boats as well. But for now, like I said, it's into the classic automation stuff. Another quick update, showcase stuff still going on. I've done 2 streams. Probably one more left to finish it off, and then I will do some stuff with Cone Dodger, even though I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to get back into that. We need to finish that off, so we're not done yet. Let's just do this. So I haven't played automation for a month, and I don't think that anything has changed. I don't think that anything is different than it was. Like, if we just pick a car real quick and go to the engines. Yeah, still no superchargers. Oh man. Heck it, let's make a Baja style truck. It's been a long time since I've done anything at all, but it's also been a long time since I made like a decent off-road vehicle, and I just want to drive out in the sand dunes and just have some fun, so let's go for it. Panels, copy Ford, even though this thing looks like a GM, will go aluminum. It's going to be a ladder frame with steel, of course. Longitudinal engine. Leafs on the front is not great for Baja stuff. We're going to go for a double wishbone. Solid axle front would be like a 2500 or higher than that. But solid axle rear is still normal. So we'll go for a coil spring rear end, although wishbones would probably be decent, especially off-road. I think it'll be fine like this though. So I made a new engine. It's a V12, but we're just going to do a simple V8 because, yes, I think like... So part of my move process has been towing a lot of stuff, including a 8.5 by 20 foot trailer, and I've been using my Ram 1500 with the 5.7 Hemi, and there were times when that trailer was loaded up where there is no chance I would have wanted any less horsepower than I had. Like, I had the pedal to the metal trying to get up some hills. The Hemi that I have is rated at 395 horsepower or something like that. I was using every piece of horsepower to get up the hill. I can see why modern trucks have as much power as they do, now that I've experienced that capability. Let's just go for a simple cast iron block, and displacement-wise, I'm going to go for a 6-liter V8. It's a little more bore than stroke. Hopefully we can get a little bit of RPM out of this, but ultimately it doesn't matter that much. Keeping it simple with push rods and a cast head. Very, very basic engine here. I'm hoping to do about 400 horses. I think that's all we really need. I don't remember seeing these high flow plus a pre-cat exhaust pieces, but it's kind of interesting. That's new stuff to me. Okay, we're breaking a lot of stuff. Man, it's been so long since I tuned an engine. I don't remember anything. Conrods crank, too much RPM. Yeah, that's okay, but we're making a decent amount of horsepower. Like 350 is not too bad. I'm hoping for a little bit more than that, but we're not far off the goal. And the thing with truck engines, and this is the thing with a lot of like beefier engines, think about the Ford V10 engines as an example before they brought out the Godzilla series. But those engines only make like 300 horsepower. They're detuned like crazy in order to be reliable. A lot of small cars these days are tuned to the 9s, and like that's fine, but it's not necessarily the most reliable setup. What you want is a lot of displacement and a lot of headroom for power, so that when you're driving the thing, it doesn't blow up on you. That being said, with an AI tune for power, we should be... Yeah, we're making 340. That's not quite enough. But it's all good, because what I did here was I basically made this stuff as basic as it can get, and we can definitely go better than that. We could also switch to light components, and that might improve the RPM limit, and it does quite a bit actually. Let's just say the thing's got a forged crank in it just to give it a little bit more of an advantage, and that gives us a lot more RPM threshold as well. Okay, I'm going to stop there for the sake of simplicity, but we're doing 500 newton meters of torque, almost 400 horsepower, just 1.9 HP shy. That's good enough, 6,300 RPM. That is a decent V8, and it's going to be fun. Very old school, very old style. Some forged components, nothing crazy. The pistons are still cast, but we got forged conrods and a forged steel crank, giving us the beans. Alright, let's actually make the thing look good. Now, good is pretty subjective, so if you don't think that this truck looks good by the end of this, then sorry. But it doesn't, I mean, it's up to your taste, right? It's what you think is good versus what I think is good. Now, that being said, I will try to make it appealing to most, not just me and whatever I conjure up. I'm not really a fan of the current GM design language. I just don't think that their trucks look very good. That's just my opinion. I tend to like the Ram trucks better, but even then, like the 2500s in all of the three big manufacturers look better than the 1500s, in my opinion. But with this, we're going to go for a true single cab. I just extended the bed there. We could also go for whatever the heck that is, but true single cab, long bed, please and thank you. Actually useful bed. Make it deep as heck too. That's one of the main complaints I have with my current truck, is that the bed is just not deep enough. I wish it was deeper. I don't want to have to strap everything down because the bed is too shallow. Okay, the main thing after the way that it's sort of formed is we need to get some wheels on this sucker. Okay, so we have your basic lift here. This is as much as this thing will give me. This is the biggest the tires can go in their basic state, but we can do a lot better than that, I think. Now that looks a little bit better. Big wheels, because yes please. Now the track width is too small, so we're gonna have to fix that, and it's kind of cutting into stuff, which is fine. But these are the right size for what I'm going for here. We're also going to need some crazy suspension travel. The car has rolled over during testing. That's always good to see. Now that is monster trucking right there. That is beautiful. Yeah, I have turned into one of those guys with wheels sticking out the sides. Not in real life, but games, I'm all for it. Okay, and now that we have a setup with beefy tires and massive everything, it should be good to go for the rest of the design stuff. It's funny how tiny the diffs are, by the way. Like, this is just minuscule. Alright, so here's a quick tutorial on how to design a modern truck. The answer that we're going for here is maximum edginess and maximum lighting. Basically, just pick the lights that you like. Let's just say these ones, which are very much as large as we can get. And then we can just sort of slap them on, make them as big as reasonable. Lovely, elegant, kind of. So once you have your lights picked out, basically what you want to do is just duplicate them, and then duplicate them again, and then duplicate them again, and then when you're done, you need to duplicate them one more time. Sorry, I missed a step. You want to pick the absolute ugliest grill that you've ever seen in your life, and then just make it as large as it'll possibly be to fit onto your truck, and then put it on there. That's basically the next step. Okay, I forgot a step. You want to take the biggest, ugliest grill you've ever seen in your life, and then just slap that sucker on there. Sorry, I forgot another step. You need the largest tow mirrors that you can possibly find and fit on your truck, even if you don't tow. What's with trucks these days and having, like, scoops that don't actually do anything? My truck has two of them. I actually might consider converting them to useful scoops, but right now they do nothing. I see that all the time on the GM trucks as well, and Toyota used to do it too. Actually, they still do it now with the new models. Okay, you've probably noticed there have been a few changes to the front end. I don't know how to explain myself, but basically it's aggressive. I got a little bit carried away with the whole design of this truck, and I've been really enjoying myself in terms of just working on it, so I'm going to keep adding random stuff until it sort of comes together how I want, and then and then that'll be it. But for now, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, after way too much wiggling around, I have finally finished the design for this. I was basically just going for like modern truck, slash off-road stuff. I tried to make these wheels approximately the same size as the ones that we have, so these tires actually theoretically could fit on there. I was going to do some graphics, and then I decided to just go minimal. So we have a little mountain here. It's called Crater Lake because like half of these truck names are based on some kind of like mountainous region or something, like Silverado, Tahoe, you name it, like it's all there. Alright, time to tune this thing. I've already kind of run through some of this stuff just because I had to get over the suspension, but basically we have this. I think we can get a lot more top speed out of it. Let's see if that's even possible here. Yeah, like 270 apparently is top of the line. There's a ton of errors, which we will hopefully be able to fix with brakes and maybe a couple other things. The rollover during testing is not a big deal, but it'll probably roll over in BeamNG as well. So the tires I went for are race rally tires. I'm hoping that'll be good enough for this off-road stuff that I intend to do. We're just going to go into the sand in the Johnson map. It's been a while. Brakes are small, that's fine. We'll make them huge, pretty much as big as they can get, and hopefully that'll get rid of the brake fade issue. So far so good. Downforce, who cares? Doesn't matter for this. This stuff doesn't matter again. And just to get rid of that error, we'll give it actual like power steering. And that should fix most of its issues. I think that's everything actually fixed. Alright. And with that, let's take the levee, that's how I'm choosing to pronounce that, Crater Lake LTZ, to the map and see how it does. It's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, it might be a little bit slow. It only has 400 horsepower and the thing weighs 2,300 kilos. Don't worry about it. Not even a tow hitch on there to redeem itself. Alright, so here is the Levee Crater Lake in Johnson Valley. That's what this place is called. I completely forgot. It's gonna be good, I think. It's gonna be fun. I completely missed putting an interior in it, so it's straight up empty, which is nice, but I haven't actually tried it at all. I don't even know what H2 is. So we have multiple variants of high gear. This is high 4, high 2. Let's go high 4. No, you know what? Let's go high 2. This will be maximum speed. And then we'll just turn off ESC completely. Except it won't. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, oh, is she beefy? Uh-oh. This is gonna be good. So I got a new graphics card recently, and it's been a while since I just like ran around to BeamNG doing stuff, looking at the pretty surroundings, looking at the game at top graphics, and man oh man. It's good to see. I like being out here. But I'm realizing quickly that sand and two-wheel drive are just not a good combination, so maybe four-wheel is in our future. Okay, maybe I messed up the four-wheel drive or something, but it's definitely not working the way that I thought it would. It seems to be very rear bias, basically, is what I'm thinking. But either way, I mean, that's not the biggest deal. We're mostly using a front-end grip for traction purposes, just to keep the thing straight so it doesn't spin out all the time, and it's doing good for that. Also, that was a really big jump and there was no damage. So I'm currently just using my Xbox One controller for this, but Moza, which is a sim racing company, sent me one of their wheels along with the Camus one that I have, and I also have a Logitech one. The Camus and the Moza one were sent, but the Logitech one I bought myself. Moza sent me one of their wheels, and I'm hopefully going to be able to do a showdown between all three of those wheels in the next couple weeks. I'm excited for that, but the next video that I do will be about the Moza wheel. Oh wow, our axle is thoroughly tweaked at the back. Oh my goodness. See, I would have been able to feel that had I been using a racing wheel, but now I just have to look. That is completely off. I mean, this thing looks pretty good running in the desert anyways, even if its front end is completely out of place. In my mind, this is basically what the GM trucks look like. I know that that's not what they look like, but yeah, it's like massive grille, tons of lights, way too much detail. That's modern trucks in a nutshell. So the whole purpose of building this thing was to use it through the dunes and the trails and just kind of run it about in the muck here. Well, this is not that mucky, but very sandy areas, hitting rocks and doing stuff. But it does have a decent amount of ground clearance, and it's got big wheels, so it should theoretically be able to off-road like rock crawl as well. which I just have to get over to that area, and then I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Okay, we're doing a cool 100 and something. Maybe that's just wheel spin giving me a false reading. Maybe not as stable as I was hoping. Man, I am absolutely flying. Look at this speed, power. Oh, this is so good. Okay, we're gonna run into a small community. Oh, never mind, we're gonna fly into a small community. Oh, they got lucky this time. Quick jaunt on the actual roadway, even though this thing is an absolute monster on the road. Look at the size of it. It's bigger than a Raptor. Bigger than a TRX. Too big. I'm seeing an obstacle I want to tackle, so we're just going to immediately turn off to the side. This is what driving in California is like. That is one thing about my area, at least the past area that I lived in, that I'm hopefully going to be able to remedy here, but there's no place to go off-road. There's no, like, good areas to drive anything, which is disappointing. Hopefully now that I'm in a much more rural setting, I can do more off-road stuff, especially with the go-kart thing that I built a long time ago. One of my terrible yet kind of good ideas is, because I have waterfront property now, when the river that we're on freezes up, then I'm definitely going to take the go-kart out on it. I mean, assuming it's safe. I'll have to walk out there first and check, but it should be frozen enough for me to take that thing out, and that would be a ton of fun. Also, snowmobiles. Hey! Okay, so this is an actual off-road track here that I've managed to drive myself up onto. As I had said before, I'm just going to attempt this real quick. Let's give it a shot. We're in high right now. I'm going to drop it down to low 4, and we'll just go for a off-road preset. Stick it into manual mode. And the diffs are not locked. I did not give this thing locking diffs. That was a serious mistake. Oh my goodness. Because it's completely stuck in place. Now there we go. Yeah, so it doesn't have enough power going to the front wheels, and it appears that the diffs are unlocked. So this is not going to go very well, because it's completely not down to engine power. It's all in the hands of the diffs. And if we lose a wheel up, like currently, that wheel has no traction, we're just straight up screwed. Okay, it seems like sport mode actually maybe locks the rears, but we're still only in two-wheel drive, because only the back wheels are spinning. I don't really understand why it would do that. Yeah, I mean, BeamNG is a complicated game. Automation is also complicated. Seems like there's some kind of bug with the four-wheel drive, but we'll just have to sit here and make dust anyways, because I'm perched on this rock and there's nothing I can do about it. Guys, I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I also have a Patreon. Sorry to the Patreon members for being gone for a month, but that is the first time I've done that in years, so it should be the last unless something else busyness comes up. I've got a lot of cool projects coming up in my own personal life that I need to finish, and a lot of projects on YouTube as well that need to be finished, like to showcase. There's just a lot going on these days, but I will get it done. Maybe. Eventually. Hopefully. My goodness. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and let me just quickly do this because it looks fun. This is the perfect course for this truck. Also, we need our crash out of the day, because I really do enjoy doing that. We need to smash something. Smash somewhere. Crash. Bang. That looks solid. Ooh, pretty good. Not bad at all. Thanks for watching, guys. More truck crashing in the future. Just not in real life. Oh, man. Time to sleep.